Greetings, my name is Zoe Howe and I'm the presenter of the Rock and Roll Witch Show on Soho Radio, and I'm also an author. I've written lots of books, mainly about music, but my latest book is a slightly different, a bit of a departure basically. It's called Witchful Thinking, The Wise Woman's Handbook for Creating a Charmed Life. And it's out now via Llewellyn Worldwide. It's been out for a couple of months. And this book is sort of, it came out when I sort of officially came out of the broom closet, basically, after many years of secret witching. But so it's lovely to be able to share this with you. Huge thanks to the lovely Jo from Shropshire Libraries for inviting me to read from my book. It does seem like the right sort of time of year as well to be talking about all things witchy and magical, because we are, of course, in the dark half of the year. We're coming up towards that witchy time of year, which in my opinion is all the time, but Halloween. And what better time to snuggle up with a good book than the cooler months? So I hope you're all supporting your local library and supporting authors as well. So you're supporting me by listening to me blathering about my book, so thank you. And I'm going to read you a little bit from the introduction, which will give you a bit of an idea as to what it's all about. So here goes, hope you enjoy it. Welcome, witches and wise women of every walk of life. It is my sincere hope that this book will be a life-affirming companion for you, weaving warmth, wit and enchantment into your days, all while keeping you earthed in reality. Well, the reality of your choosing anyway. The techniques and secrets inside this spiritual toolkit are largely notes from my own personal practice, shared from the heart. They work for me and can work for you. Take what you need and expect that to change over time. Treat this book like a jewellery box. Some items you'll feel more drawn to than others, depending on the day, your mood, what's happening in your life. But whether you dip in or read it from cover to cover, you'll soon be injecting magic into everything, from brewing your tea to beating the patriarchy, if you aren't already. And like everything, it all begins with a thought and a word. The light-hearted but dynamic act of witchful thinking instigates a shift in mindset by utilising our natural cycles and inbuilt magic powers, essentially our words and awareness. Moment by moment, we'll be connecting with the natural divinity that surrounds us and gives us structure, well-being and even amusement. If you haven't noticed that the universe has a slightly kooky sense of humour, you might need to tweak your perspective. Witchful thinking will help with that. But it will also serve as a reminder that whether you are a magical practitioner or not, we all have a great deal more control over what happens in our lives than we are often led to believe. The concept of witchful thinking is underpinned with the archetype of the wise woman or cunning woman. She'll encourage you to refine your awareness, get tough, get kind, get creative, live more freely, and age more joyfully. Yes, you heard that right. It can be done, especially if you learn what to notice and what to ignore. The more open you are to the magic within and around you, and not just when you want to meditate or cast spells or read the tarot, the more it reveals itself, washing up ever more relevant treasures onto the shores of your precious life. We are rarely as powerless as we assume, but we sometimes need a friendly hand to guide us along the way. And more often than not, that hand has to be our own. When we connect with nature and our higher self, this makes more sense. While witchful thinking is aimed at all ages, this is the book I wish I'd had by my side as a teenager, a manual sprinkled with humour that would help me process what I was feeling and discovering, taking me all the way to cronehood. This world can be tough on sensitives and outsiders, and no matter how much support we have around us growing up, sometimes it's hard to ask the right questions or even know what those questions are. While I'm not claiming witchful thinking contains all the answers, it does include thoughts, workings and reminders that have been an anchor for me, and I hope they will be for you as well should you need them. The playful but potent practice of witchful thinking is as individual as it is effective. It can see you tuning in to the quiet energy of a forest, stirring enchantment into your coffee, and using the electricity of a storm to charge your intentions. Prepare for life to get richer, a little curious, and certainly more fun. We should always make time for fun. It is magnetic to the good stuff. Never underestimate the power of a party. Together we will explore symbolism, divination, our dreams and the power of our words, charms for health, herb lore, connection with spirit, planetary correspondences and the language of flowers, scent, sound and colour. We'll work consciously towards wisdom, acknowledging that this gift of the years and our experiences is not guaranteed, but earned. We'll learn how better to interpret the messages we are being shown all the time, if only we pay attention. While you will be introduced to or reacquainted with many of the cornerstones of witching life, this book is essentially about magical thought. Magical thinking must always precede magical doing. You can have all the tools in the world, but it's when you've mastered the mindset that things really start to happen. So that feels like a natural place to stop reading. But thank you very much for listening. I hope you enjoyed that little extract from Witchful Thinking. And it is The Wise Woman's Handbook for Creating a Charmed Life. Now, it's not just for women, all genders may get something out of it. I hope they will. But it's tapping into that archetype, the wise woman archetype. There are a lot of things in there that will relate to women, because that's my experience. But I think there's something in there for everybody. I would say that though, because I wrote it. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you again to Jo and Shropshire Libraries for having me, and just a little bit more subliminal messaging, or not really subliminal, is it? But yes, support your libraries, and thank you very much. Bye.